Hello everyone and welcome to the first edition of a new series on this channel called Devil's Advocate. In this series I'm going to be kind of discussing and defending a lot of bands that seem to be getting a lot of hate from the metal community for various reasons. But there will only be bands that I feel don't deserve the hate. There are bands that are getting hate that it's not that I like that they're getting hate, it's just that I personally aren't into them myself and therefore can't really defend them. But today we're going to start with a band that has generally been getting a lot of hate from the metal community, Asking Alexandria. Hopefully you'll enjoy the video. Let's get into this. So today I bought the newest album by Asking Alexandria, the self-titled one, which I believe is their fifth album, if memory serves me correct. Their first album back with their original vocalist Ben Bruce. Not Ben Bruce, sorry, he's a guitarist, Danny Worsnop. And already many of you are probably reaching to turn the video off. Many of you haven't even made it this far. In fact, some of you probably haven't even clicked on this video just because it happens to have the title Asking Alexandria on it. Anyway, I bought the album and it got me thinking. Every metal group I go into, there's always at least 3 times a goddamn day one or two people or memes or something absolutely slamming Asking Alexandria as not being metal, as not being this, that, being the defenders of metal. Well, here's the thing. Let's first of all start with the idea of defending metal. We all love metal. That much does not need to be said. You know, we all love metal, but we don't need to defend it, guys. Metal defends itself by existing. It has been existing for a very long time, 40 years or so now. Thanks to Black Sabbath, Priest, Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, etc. Metal does not need defending. What people have to sort of accept is that metal will evolve in strange and unique and interesting ways. If it didn't, we wouldn't have had bands such as Korn, we wouldn't have had Megadeth, we wouldn't have had the thrash scene, we wouldn't have had the gent scene at the moment, wouldn't have had Tool, we wouldn't have had prog metal properly start getting out there. We never had really great and interesting bands such as Avatar. And, you know, Asking Alexandria are one of those bands that, yes, this isn't the metal that you have grown up listening to. I am someone who grew up in the nu metal era. And although that has its own trappings, I'm not going to defend any of nu metal's misogynistic lyrics because I just can't. That was not needed, you know. But you know what? I still love nu metal. I still listen to nu metal fairly regularly. Still play it on my radio show, and am loving some of the more nu metal sort of twists that are coming out now with bands such as the excellent Cane Hill. Their new album Too Far Gone. What I've heard of it so far is sounding absolutely awesome. Again, they've kind of gone a little bit too much with a few misogynistic lyrics, which again, it's 2018. We don't really need that, guys. But there we go. But yes, anyway, Asking Alexandria. Now, I have listened to several of their albums. I think there's only one album I haven't listened to, which may be the second one. Now, I got into them, and I started on what I found out was apparently the worst album they've done so far. Even the band have said that it's not one they're particularly proud of, which was From Death to Destiny. I listened to that, and even though it's supposed to be their worst album, I fairly enjoyed it. It had an absolute storm of an anthem of a song on there called Break Down the Walls. And I've played that on my show several times. It's gone down a bit of a treat, really. But again, you go into the groups, you see these people saying, you know, you're not into metal if you listen to Asking Alexandria, and Bring Me the Horizon, all bands of this ilk. Strangely enough, even Suicide Silence. So, but we'll get onto them on another video of both those bands. Thing is, what these people, for the most part, haven't done is actually listened to full Asking Alexandria albums. They've listened to about, say, maybe 1, maybe 2 minutes and gone, no. Now, fair enough, if it's not something you enjoy, it's not something you feel you would enjoy if you listened to more of it or gave it another go, fair enough, that's you, that's your music taste. I'm not going to blast you for that. That is your own personal taste. For me, my only issue with Asking Alexandria is that on their earlier albums they did have a slight tendency to maybe go a little bit down the sort of ticking off the checklist of metalcore tropes, as it were. But obviously, they were young then. They're still a young band now. They've grown up. They've done on their 5th album, and they've already weathered the change of a vocalist twice. And their last album, which was the last one I listened to, The Black, was really awesome. Had some interesting electronic elements coming into it as well. It was right up my alley. With a new singer, Betty and that new singer, but the band just absolutely professional, absolutely on fire. And then obviously Danny Warstop's come back for the new album, so that's back to pretty much the original lineup. So Christ knows, but hopefully all is settled down and no more kind of vocalist change-ups. But here I am in this video going to bat for Asking Alexandria. Yes, it is different. Yes, you may find change scary, but honestly, they are not worth any of the hate they get. They are an incredibly hard-working and dedicated band. Sure, they drunk a lot back in the day. What young band doesn't? Sure, they may have had a few performances where they were maybe fairly acerbic to the crowd, again, due to alcohol and other substances when they were younger. But the music is still there. The music is still absolutely worth your time and absolutely worth listening to. So, to sum up, as it were, what you've got to think of as Asking Alexandria is, yes, you may not like them. They may not be your thing. Fair enough. I do think they would be my thing. But you know what? I've given them a go. I rather enjoy them. And it's like, you've got to think, Asking Alexandria is what the younger metal fans, it's their version of when we had Thrash first come out. When Thrash first come out, and you had all the older people, all the fans who'd grown up on Judas Priest and all of that, listen at Thrash and going, oh, who's this Megadeth, who's this Slayer, who's this Metallica, this ain't metal, this is rubbish, blah, 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 and all that. It's that thing again, it's a changing of the guard. Your band still exists, that kind of music still exists, thrash metal's not going away, classic metal's not going away, none of it is going away, it will still be there. But you're also going to have these new bands coming out with their own set of influences that may even be influences outside of metal, putting it all into a melting pot and basically coming up with something unique, something for their generation. And really, as a DJ, I hear many, many different bands, many new bands, and a lot of them are fantastic. And I just see this hatred for them again and again in these groups. And I am totally going to put my hands up and say, you know what? Asking Alexandria absolutely do not deserve any of the hate they get. They're a young, incredibly hard-working band. They know the level they want to get to, and they're more than happy to get out there, tour, release records, and just work their absolute asses off to get to that level they want to. So, even if you've not heard Asking Alexandria or only listened to a bit of them, but maybe my video has had some effect, and you're thinking, okay, I'll give them another go. Please do. Please give them another go. As for those of you who are just commenting going, oh, you're some kind of soup fan and all that, blah, blah, blah. I'm 36 in 3 months. I'm probably not really the kind of target audience, as it were, for Asking Alexandria. But you know what? I don't care. I like them. Simple as that. Mate, I'm probably one of the more older fans, as it were. But there we go. I'm not going to deny that. And they make good metal. They make interesting metal with an interesting set of influences, and if you're always looking for something fresh, yeah, you'll get some of the kind of metalcore tropes as they are that are in there, kind of standard now. It has to happen with metalcore bands in a way, but you'll also get some really, really interesting music in there as well. Anyway, I have been Psychosin. I hope you have enjoyed this video, maybe taken something away from it.
So there you go, that is my opinion on Asking Alexandria. I hope you have enjoyed this video and want to see me do more of these, and that I kind of argued my points in a kind of entertaining fashion in some way, and in a way that may get you to give the band another chance. As I said, if you still don't like them after you've given them a chance, fair enough, they're not for you. Just please don't put these bands down. They are working their arses off to get to that next level. Anyway, I have been Psychosin. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to catch my radio show on thatmetalstation.com every Sunday from 9 AM GMT, no, 9 AM EST, say, 2 PM GMT. And also a big thanks to the one and only Attic Ghost for being one of my Patreons. If you will become a Patreon. The link is below right now. Also check out Attic Ghost's own channel for all your goth goodness. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I turn to